Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we watch RWBY, Volume 1, Chapter 8, Players and Pieces. So of course make sure to click here to go to the official release first, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, then come back here and we'll watch it together. So the last chapter was really short, as a lot of these chapters have been, which is my biggest pet peeve and which I am sure I will continue to talk about, much to many of your dismay. However, I feel that it's kind of necessary to talk about some of this stuff because if it is such a big issue, then you need to talk about it in order to make a change. I am aware that, this is Volume 1 and RWBY Volume 4 is coming out at the end of this month. So I'm sure by that point they have fixed it. But this just shows like how big of an issue it is and how good a thing it was of them to finally fix it whenever they did, assuming that they did. I really hope that they fixed it because it needs to be fixed. Otherwise, right now, the episodes aren't episodes, but just like chunks of episodes. You know what I mean? Like, Chapter 4 is a part of an episode. It shouldn't be an episode all on its own. That's what I'm kind of getting at. So last time, RWBY and Weiss fought a little bit more. Pyrrha and Jean went into a cave and then fought like a grim scorpion. A giant grim scorpion came out. And now RWBY is falling toward Yang and Blake. That's what the episode was. I summed it up in like 20 seconds. So that's what that was. So now to see where it goes from there. So with that said, let's get to watching. And play. I mean, I do like the intro, so that's a positive. Wait, is that the first time I noticed that Blake disappears after something moves in front of that branch? Is she that fast? Is she a ninja? I mean, I guess they all kind of are ninjas, in a way. Even if they are fighting with, like, spears or swords and shields or whatnot. RWBY. Also, I wonder if anyone else is going to touch on the fact that she uses a scythe to fight.
Terrible idea! We're fine! Stop worrying! I am so far beyond worrying! In a good way? In a bad way?
Are you flying through the air?
Bad way! Well, why don't we just jump? What are you, insane? Oh, you insufferable little red!
Blake, did you hear that? What should we do?
I don't know what was happening. She jumped from where? Well, I don't remember. I remember a single feather. I don't remember that mass of feathers.
Hey, RWBY.
Did your sister just fall from the sky?
I'm a bear! Thought that was Nora.
Aw, it's broken.
Oh, that's a sick way of thinking about living creatures.
Nora? Please. Don't ever do that again.
Was his name Ken? Was that his name?
Ooh.
I'm gonna call him Ken for now.
I'm queen of the castle. I'm queen of the castle.
Nora!
Is that why you got the rook?
Coming, Ren.
Did that girl just
Ren,
ride in
not
on
Ken.
an Ursa?
Ren. You seemed much faster before!
Pyrrha!
Whoa.
RWBY!
RWBY?
Yang! Nora!
I figured someone was gonna do that. Why
Did she
not
just
Nora?
run all the way here with a Deathstalker on her tail?
Ursa,
Can't take
Death
it
Stalker.
anymore.
Okay.
Could everyone just chill out for 2 seconds before something crazy happens again?
Okay, are you not used to this? That's what the world is, right?
Yang? How could you leave me? I said jump.
She's gonna fall.
She'll be fine.
She's falling.
I mean, you can't really jump if you're hanging on. You do just let go.
Yeah.
Just dropping in.
What's gonna happen?
Oh God.
Just the fact that they're still falling.
Oh.
It's not good to have swords fall after you.
My hero.
That could be impaling.
My back.
Great, the gang's all here. Now we could die together.
I
Yay!
can help it. Yeah! RWBY, wait! Don't worry. Totally fine.
They have a very nice skull.
Ruby!
Their exoskeleton? Exoskull. Oh! Those are very deadly feathers.
Ruby, get out of there! I'm trying! Ruby!
I assume it was
You are
Weiss.
so childish. Weiss? And dim-witted, and hyperactive, and don't even get me started on your fighting style. And I suppose I can be a bit difficult, but if we're going to do this, we're going to have to do this together. So if you quit trying to show off, I'll be nicer.
I'm
Good.
not trying to
All right.
show off. I want you to know I can do this.
You're fine.
Normal knees.
Normal knees. Okay, well that was good. That was good.
So happy you're okay.
Guys, that thing's circling back. What are we gonna do?
Look, there's no sense in dilly-dallying. Our objective is right in front of us.
Dilly
She's
dally,
right.
shilly shally.
Our mission is to grab an artifact and make it back to the cliffs. There's no point in fighting these things.
Run and live. That is an idea I can get behind.
I mean, he did say don't hesitate to, like, kill everything in the forest, didn't he? The headmaster, that is, but that's cool. I mean, I'm fine with them running.
Time we left.
Right.
You said it,
Let's go.
Ren. Ren Ken.
What is it?
Nothing.
Oh, her cloak always waves like that. Like, there doesn't have to be air circulating, that is. There's always air.
Well, that's great.
Oh man, run!
Nora, distracted.
How could she possibly be distracting? Your weapon's a grenade launcher. All right.
Go, go!
Did they all make it? Okay, it looks like it attacked part of the bridge they were actually... Oh, they didn't all make it across.
Man, we gotta get over there. They need help.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
If only
but,
we could
I
jump
can
really
make that
far, which has never been shown.
jump. Whoa! Oh, wait.
Grenade launcher hammer.
No, no, no!
Which would be why people were saying, suggesting she go against Amy Rose, yeah. In the death battle, that is. So is hers a whip gun blade?
It's tougher than it looks. Then let's hit it with everything we got.
Yep, alright. See, they can super jump. They didn't need to break the bridge, they could have just jumped that, I'm pretty sure.
None of this is working.
Ruby coming up with a plan time?
Plan. Cover me!
Yep.
We gotta move.
See, I'm gonna guess that all 4 of those people are a team now.
Hera!
Done.
And she's Captain America.
Nora, nailed it!
Heads up!
It's a good use of like momentum and everything.
Couldn't stand another minute. Couldn't bear another moment without you in it. All of the joys of strictly for me, my life was all I ever wanted. So forever haunted.
Are there like fire shotguns then?
I'm so hungry!
So are we to assume then that Ruby explained her plan to the others?
Of course you would come up with this idea.
Think you can make the shot?
Can I?
So that's a jumping spell?
Of course I can!
Je ne sais pas. Okay. I was gonna say, like, it's still not cutting it? Literally cutting it, you know. But it did. In the end, it did.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, that was a thing.
That was a thing. Very much so.
Russell Thrush, Arden Winchester, Dove Bronzewing, Sky Lark. The 4 of you retrieved the Black Bishop pieces. From this day forward, you will work together as Team Cardinal, led by Carden Winchester. Jean Arc,
Okay, cool.
Lai Ren, Kira Nikos, Nora Valkyrie. The 4 of you retrieve the White Rook pieces. From this day forward, you will work together as Team Juniper,
Juniper!
led by Jean Arc.
Huh? Led by?
You're a leader!
Congratulations, young man.
Whoa!
And finally, Blake Belladonna, Ruby Rose, Weiss Schnee, and Yang Xiao Long. The 4 of you retrieve the White Knight pieces. From this day forward, you will work together as Team Ruby,
Yay!
led by Ruby Rose.
I mean, she did come up with the plan at the end, so.
It looks like things are shaping up to be an interesting year.
Why say it like that, sir? Aren't you proud? Aren't you happy? Is the moon in pieces? Where are we now? You upset? You want to talk about it? You want to smoke your problems away.
Open it.
Yeah, dust. I think, right? Does it? Yeah, dust.
We're gonna need more men.
I mean, Beacon is circled there. Do you see that? See Beacon circled? That's their school, guys. Okay, good. Well, I have good news for you guys. Once the credits end here, I will talk about this episode, and I won't talk as much about what I usually have talked about. So, this is good. This is good for people. I'm just checking something real quick to confirm something. Okay. So yes, the credits are over. Time to talk about this episode. I think that, for me at least, this was the best episode so far. This is, again, the 8th episode, or Chapter 8, and I think that it is the best. And I just checked, and I want to say that it is the longest episode so far. The first episode, which I thought might compete with it, is about 12 minutes 50 seconds, I think. And this episode was 13 minutes and 45 seconds, so it wasn't too much longer, about a minute longer, I think, than the first one. But still, I think that the length of it showed. Overall, I think that this was the best episode because, you know, it gave us an entertaining fight. It gave us good character interaction and development between, you know, like, RWBY and Juniper, and, you know, like, showing how the groups all kind of got together and worked together, and we get to see their synergy between their skills and their combat styles and everything. We get to see, you know, like, some of the chemistry between the characters too, not in a romantic way necessarily, but just in a way of, like, you know, casual relationship and working together as a team, sort of, you know, that kind of team building way. And it was good. We got to see them pick the artifacts, which actually, I guess, determined which team they went on, because as we saw, you know, we know Yang picked the knight, and then we see RWBY pick the knight afterward, whereas, you know, Jean picked the rook. And so I think that that was how they determined the teams, was like which artifact they chose. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he even said during the bit at the end, like, you chose this, and therefore you will be meh. So I think that was how it was done, which is kind of an arbitrary way to do it, because that's really just like which piece catches your eye the most, but, you know, I think that's how they did it, and that works for me. Then we get to see them fight the Grim Beast at the end, and actually get to see how tough the Grim Beasts apparently are, because again, even with like all of that force behind RWBY's attack, you know, it was only at the very end when it finally cut through the thing's neck. Or how, you know, like, she slammed it down on the scorpion, which I forget what it was called, a death something, right? I don't know. And it didn't really phase it even, so, you know, there was that. So this episode, like I said, was the best. There were definitely a lot of good things going for it. If I had to complain about some things, which I will now, I don't have to, but I will. I think that they could have done a better job with, you know, RWBY's, you know, Ruby Rose's, the characters, interaction with Weiss, how it felt to me very quick and forced a little bit, where, mostly quick, a little bit forced. Where, you know, RWBY runs forward to handle the scorpion thing, and then, you know, Weiss has to save her, which was good, but what it should have been after that was Weiss just kind of carries on, maybe mutters another insult or something like that, but it shouldn't have been at that point where she, like, apologized and talked about them working together. No, I think what it should have been is that moment, and then seeing RWBY's, you know, brilliance with the strategy, like the plan that she came up with, and then once they were all assigned to the same team, then Weiss would apologize and everything. I think that that would have made for much better timing with the character development there, given their interactions. I think that doing it just right after RWBY has that run-in with the scorpion, right after Weiss saves her, I felt like that just wasn't the right time for it. It could have been better executed, and I think it would have been better either right after the big bird died, or again during the team ceremony kind of thing. So it was, you know, it's unfortunate that they didn't do it that way, because I feel that would have been a lot better than the way they had it, but it wasn't terrible the way they had it, you know? It just could have been a lot better, in my opinion. What else was there? Oh yeah, just at the beginning too, a lot of the little jokes this time fell a little flat, unfortunately. Like, I guess you know, where once they all started saying each other's names, I knew that someone was gonna jump up with their own thing, you know, like Donkey, SpongeBob, you know, things like that. I list those two because of two other examples of when characters did that. So, unfortunately, just because I saw it coming so much, and because I'd seen it, you know, a number of times before, it wasn't really funny for me, because it wasn't clever or creative, and again, just the fact that I could see it coming. You know, the others maybe a little less likely, but I don't know. And then when Jean caught Weiss, sure, Jean was acting a little more, you know, high and mighty than he should have, but he still did technically save Weiss from falling, you know? So I felt that she should have appreciated him a little bit more for that, instead of them going for the comedic angle of him just completely failing at it, because he did catch her, he did break her fall, so that was all good on his part, you know? This next bit could be on me, but I saw the feather in the previous chapter, but I didn't see the bird. I didn't notice that got taken away, at least not that I recall. Maybe I was already focusing on some other aspect and just completely missed something that was obvious, but I didn't realize that's what was happening. And when, you know, we just see them at the beginning of this chapter, RWBY and Weiss shouting with the rush of feathers, for all I knew, I thought that was like a transportation spell, you know? And so it just kind of came out of nowhere for me, which isn't entirely terrible, but it's just like, oh, all right, this is happening now, and the bird's going to be such a prominent thing that it was weird that its introduction wasn't as prominent, at least to me. So, I don't know. But yeah, this was my favorite episode so far. I hope that other episodes in the future will be like this, because it wasn't like this was an amazing episode, like compared to other amazing episodes from different anime or just different shows in general, but just, you know, compared to the other RWBY episodes so far, the other RWBY chapters, this was a really good one because it was much more complete, you know, not just because it had combat, but because it had, you know, character development, or character interaction and development, the plot progression, where it jumped, you know, from multiple different settings and perspectives. Like, at the end, too, we got to see the bad guy again and got to see his map on the screen, or on his little, or his plan on the map, rather, is what I meant, you know, that kind of thing. And so it just had a lot more of the elements that I feel are more necessary for a good episode compared to all the other shorter chapters, which just didn't include them, or didn't have the time to include them, you can argue, but in that case, don't make them so short, you know? So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments below, and I will probably read a number of those comments myself, you know, especially early on. Once the video's out for a while, and people just start to argue with each other instead of actually talking to me, then I don't check them as much. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this in the comments, whether you liked it, disliked it, what you think makes for a good episode, etc, etc. Again, please do not spoil things for me, for I would like to approach the rest of the series, you know, with, you know, no expectations and nothing ruined for me, you know what I mean? So yeah, just be cool and we'll be cool. But with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!